Hello ghouls and dolls, Carly here with another Monster High video. Today we are taking a look at the Manster 2-pack with Deuce Gorgon and Gil Webber. I'm personally really excited about this set because it's pretty hard to find a man doll by himself, let alone not one, but two. So let's go ahead and get to know these bros a little bit better. This set actually comes with a lot. Of course, you have Gil Webber and Deuce Gorgon, but each of them has their own black man doll stand. They also come with their own diaries. There is a little bit of a gameplay thing going on here and some other accessories thrown in there too, but we'll get to those later. Let's go ahead and meet the Mansters. Let's start out with Deuce here. He of course comes with his signature snake hawk and shades. These ones are a red tinted aviator, and I'm totally getting a Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas vibe off of this. He also has his cartilage piercing up here and his snakeskin tattoo. His shirt is totally sick. It is this black sleeveless top with some gray up here and this awesome metallic silver snake skeleton. I am totally in love with these pants. They are tartan print, but they have snake bodies running around them, which I think is really, really cool. His shoes are just plain white high tops with some stitching, some quilting at the back, and some black laces. The undersides are completely free of any traction, so good luck getting any grip with this. And both of these dudes have this little, I don't know, palette thing. I have no idea what this is, but they are both identical, and it looks a lot like what they are actually using for their gameplay, since there is the blue and the green player on them, but more of that later. Let's go ahead and take a look at Gil now. Gil also has a mohawk, so these guys are totally twinning, but instead of having snakes, it's just this big translucent blue fin with some more scales on the side. He also has his little freshwater bubble so he can continue to breathe, and of course he has his super awesome eyebrows, which I always love. He has this really, really cool baseball style shirt on, and I'm loving the combination of this aqua green and lavender. It also has this really pretty Japanese style wave pattern on it, and of course he has on some black board shorts with white stitching. He also comes with a pair of purple mandals, which have these scales on them everywhere on the top, on the sides, and on the bottom. Let's go ahead and be nosy, and by that I mean let's go ahead and read their diaries. So Deuce's and Gil's are both the traditional black composition notebook style, but each of them are kind of, I don't know, personalized. There's a casket ball and a snake on Deuce's, along with a sketch 20-side die. So let's go ahead and take a look at his diary. It is written on graph paper, and like always, feel free to pause and read to your own delight. And if you read through this, it's actually more of a playbook than a diary. He has all these things set up for the game that they're about to play, which is really similar to Dungeons and Dragons. But what would that be called in like the monster world? Because Dungeons and Dragons are actually pretty common for them. I don't know. Leave a creative response down below. I'd love to read through them. But over here is just an outline of the dungeon that they're going to be in, and then the description for the map just has all the descriptions for each of the rooms, which are actually a pretty cool and creative thing. It makes me think that Deuce is probably the dungeon master for the game that they're doing. So that is his diary. No about me section, just a playbook. Now let's go ahead over here and take a look at Gil's. So like I said before, black composition notebook. He does have his own personalized skelette and some fish bones up here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. It's definitely a lot more like a traditional diary. And if you don't want to pause and read, I'll just give you a quick run through. Basically, his parents are going out of town, and him and Deuce have been trying to get together forever to play their game. And he's just like trying to make it work, and it takes a while for it to work, but you know, that's life. And then this has an about me section, and it looks like Gil is actually quite the wordy guy. He writes a lot. These are the other accessories that come with the kit. This is kind of like the gameplay kind of stuff. First up over here, we have this super tiny red die, which I think is super cool. If you look at it, it's actually amazingly detailed. You see all these cracks in the die. There's actually numbers. And if you go ahead and find the snake eye, it is actually an eyeball. Look at that! That is so cool! And in addition to that, they of course have gameplay pieces. There's a blue one for Gil and a green one for Deuce. And these are actually pretty well detailed. You can see clear limbs, you can almost make out a face, And you also have a pretty nicely sculpted icon booty and some calves going on right there. Then let's go ahead and move on to the actual playboard itself. Up on top, it looks like we have kind of like a plan of attack going on. We have Gil and Deuce and Claude. I would really love if Claude was actually in this pack, but you know, he has so many siblings that he's probably busy chasing one of them around. And then, of course, here is the actual board itself. And this set also comes with a pair of monster sodas. And I actually really like these. I love the design on them. You have a male skeleton and some brains. Plus on the other side you have this nice gradient from purple to blue. And then there's also a interesting background going on there with all the green swirls. And then if you look up top, there's actually pop can tops, which is really super nifty. Before finishing up, let's take a quick second to look at these guys' freaky flaws. Let's do Deuce first. Of course, the most obvious part is the fact that he has snakes on his head and scales, and he also has snake eyes, which will petrify you if you remove his glasses, and this is all because he is the son of Medusa. But if you take away all this, he would look like a regular old normie. Gil, on the other hand, definitely doesn't look like a normie. Since both of his parents are river monsters, he has some seriously fishy attributes. There's, of course, his fin mohawk with all of these scales on the side of his head. He also has fins on his forearms, on his calves, and he has little webbed fingers. He also has a fin running up the back of him, and he also has some gills right here that are being covered by his little freshwater mask. Alright, and that wraps it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had so much fun with this set, getting to know the guys a little bit better and discovering that they have a bit of a nerdy side. So if you like this video, let me know down in the comments below, or by liking it, or even by subscribing. Never forget to be yourself, be unique, and be a monster. Now you can watch another one of my Monster High videos, or you can watch one of my friends' videos. Our pictures are always in the corner like these 4 examples.